Greetings my dears in love and light. How to decalcify the pineal gland, the real causes and how to prevent further calcification. Now the pineal gland is the physical manifestation of our third eye. It resides within the centre of the brain and it contains rods and cones and water just like that of an eye. So it leads us to wonder, what is it that it's seeing? So from a spiritual point of view, this being our third eye, we want it working well to its optimal capacity so that we can do our spiritual work better. We can have access to infinite in-streaming healing energies and connecting with creation itself through meditation, and to be able to do spiritual work better, to be able to see into other realities and see spiritual truths that we're looking for. But the physical manifestation of our third eye, the pineal gland, is attacked daily by deposits of chemicals that we often don't realise that we are taking into our bodies. For example, fluoride and other chemicals. Calcification is caused within the pineal gland, and this can be seen on X-rays and ultrasound scans. They scan the brain and they see a white object in the centre, and it's often used as a marker for other points in the brain. It can be seen so clearly because it's calcified, it goes hard, full of deposits. So I'm going to explain to you today what these deposits are and how you can actually get rid of them, or try to, and how to prevent further calcification of your pineal gland. Now I'm going to go a bit deeper than most do, and I'm going to quote some scientific literature, for example, because I want to give you a full and balanced and reasoned approach to this and find out what this calcification is actually made of, and if it's just fluoride that's causing the calcification. So if our pineal gland is hard and full of calcified material, it's not going to be working as well. So it's like closing our third eye, being the third eye blind. And this calcification starts from a young age because of the chemicals and minerals and other things that we digest that deposit in the pineal gland. So just quickly, the pineal gland is responsible for regulation of melatonin levels. So when you close your eyes, signals are sent to the pineal gland which tell you it's time for sleep and it's dark now. So melatonin is secreted to help you to sleep. It helps to regulate your body clock. So having lots of bright light, UV light, that helps activate the pineal gland also to regulate melatonin levels again, to help you feel awake and alive and motivated because it's sunny outside. So it helps you to know the difference between dark and light and whether you should be sleeping or awake, etc. They also believe that the pineal gland also manufactures DMT, the spirit molecule it is called. It's a psychoactive substance that when taken, it can catapult you on a trip to other realities, and people describe some quite amazing journeys in the mind using DMT, and this is found naturally in nature and is secreted by the pineal gland itself, although believe so anyway. So it really is turning out to be the gateway to intelligent infinity. Please see my previous video on the link between the third eye or pineal gland and the vibrational shift into the next stage of existence, the fourth density of existence. Now let's address this fluoride factor. Now I have a study here and I'm going to read short part to you, so please stay with me. This is a study called Fluoride Deposition in the Aged Human Pineal Gland, and is by J. Luke, the School of Biological Sciences, University of Surrey, Guildford, UK. The pineal gland is a small organ situated near the centre of the brain. The pineal gland is a mineralizing tissue. Its calcified concretions range from a few micrometers to several millimeters in diameter. The larger ones are identifiable on skulls and X-rays. Just like I said, the calcifications can be seen on X-rays and MRI scans. That's the extent to which it calcifies, almost like a bone. The pineal, calcified or uncalcified, has a high trace element content: zinc, iron, manganese, magnesium, strontium and copper in humans. So the pineal gland has a mineral content anyway. So it's okay to have minerals in it, but it's the wrong ones, and when they build up. Within the pineal, there are areas which are heavily loaded with calcium and which attract trace elements. So when calcium builds up, other trace elements are attracted in there too. So this can cause decalcification. Fluoride does not accumulate in the brain. It is generally agreed that the blood-brain barrier restricts the passage of fluoride into the central nervous system. The human pineal gland is outside the blood-brain barrier. So this blood-brain barrier stops fluoride getting in the brain, but the pineal gland is outside of that barrier. Therefore, pinealocytes have free access to fluoride in the bloodstream. Pineal gland may sequester fluoride from the bloodstream. So the pineal gland actually absorbs fluoride into it from the bloodstream for some reason. Now, it's not good for it to do that, and fluoride, although naturally occurring in some vegetables, for example, and naturally in our water as another example, the levels that we are taking into our bodies are unnatural. It's not supposed to be that much in our systems. It has shown for the first time that fluoride readily accumulates in the human pineal gland. By old age, the average pineal gland contains about the same amount of fluoride as teeth. Is your pineal going to be working properly after that? And lastly, fluoride may also accumulate in a child's pineal gland because of significant amounts of calcification have been demonstrated in pineals from young children. So as it said in the literature I've been reading, that calcification can start at a really young age because children too are absorbing these substances. So it just starts from the beginning as soon as we go onto our westernized diet. So as this video goes on, I'll provide you with things to avoid to help prevent calcification of the pineal gland, and I will also give you things that you can eat or drink or intake in order to help decalcify it. So number one, to help protect the pineal gland, avoid fluoride. So as we know, this can often be found in drinking water. I contacted my local water supply and they do not add additional fluoride to my water here, but there are other things in it like chlorine, which I'll get to in a moment. But in a lot of states in America, fluoride is added, and fluoride is a neurotoxin. It's an industrial byproduct, and it is a waste product that is toxic to us, and it was marketed as helping strengthen kids' teeth because they needed to get rid of it somewhere, and they turned a junk product that was actually poisonous into something positive through marketing back in the 50s or whenever it was. So we have been misinformed, and as many of us already know, we must eliminate this fluoride from our diet, and that includes toothpaste as well. Reverse osmosis works for removing fluoride from water, and you can have that attached to your water system, although it can be a bit expensive. So a good thing to do is either buy bottled water, and you can buy it in bulk, but again, read the ingredients because that may have been fluoridated as well. You can also buy water from reverse osmosis machines, say in supermarkets. I don't know if that's readily available in all parts of the UK, and I don't know to what extent that's available in the US, but I believe it is something that is available in certain parts. Another thing you can do, as I mentioned just now about the sunlight, is to get enough sunshine, because this activates the pineal gland and starts it working. So just like with your arm, you exercise the muscles in your arms or your legs and they become stronger and work better. You can exercise your pineal gland. So instead of it being stagnant and dormant, by getting UV light, sunshine, it activates the pineal gland and helps it to regulate those melatonin levels, and also getting enough sleep as well. It occurs then. So getting sunshine and activity outside and enough good sleep as well. Another thing I'll recommend is to eat organic foods where possible. Sodium fluoride, the stuff that's added to our water, is also used as a pesticide, so it can be found in foods too. So where possible, buy organic foods. That can definitely be difficult in certain areas, and it can be a bit more expensive. And in addition, to eat a vegan diet, because animals are pumped with all sorts of chemicals, including fluoride-rich pesticide vegetables. Nothing's organic unless you buy organic meat. So they are full of all sorts of chemicals and hormones. And as I'll get onto in a minute, all of this stuff affects your immune system and your body's ability to clear toxins and excess minerals from the body. Now, fluoride is a halide, and that is part of a family of chemicals, also including chlorine, which I mentioned. So buying bottled water that isn't heavily chlorinated or chlorinated at all is better for you. And bromide, I'll explain bromide in a minute. And these three halides we should eliminate from our diet. And one good thing that eliminates them is iodine, and I'll just explain why. So another thing I'll recommend to help cleanse your pineal gland is to take iodine supplements. So take iodine to combat fluoride and clear it from your system. Here's some evidence. Iodine, a critical nutrient, by Dr. Lawrence Wilson. The iodine antagonists. A very important topic related to iodine deficiency in thyroid disease is to understand the iodine antagonists. Iodine is a member of the halogen family of elements. Besides iodine, the halogens include fluorine, bromine, and chlorine, among others. Fluorides, the main source today is fluoridated water supplies. Iodine helps remove all toxins. Iodine supplementation has a wonderful effect on all the toxic metals in the body. It can also help remove toxic chemicals and infections. This occurs for several reasons. Iodine opposes or antagonizes the halogens. Taking iodine often leads to the elimination from the body of bromides, chlorine, and fluorides and other metals as well. So iodine, because of its molecular structure, can replace fluoride and bromides and chlorine within your body. And these three more negative substances replace iodine. So it's like a competition within your cells, within your body. So if you supplement with iodine, it can push out these chemicals. Just quickly, where are bromides found? This is from the Huffington Post. Avoid this if you want to keep your thyroid healthy. I know this is about the thyroid, but it goes to for the pineal. Bromines all around you. Bromines are common endocrine disruptors and are part of the halide family, a group of elements that includes fluorine, chlorine, and iodine. Pesticides is one source. Plastics, like those used to make computers. I always say to people, beware of microwaves in general, but microwaving your food in plastic containers, there's always some leaching into the food, and BPA-free plastics, but plastics still, if your plastics are degrading, if you've got a water bottle that's tasting a bit, making the drink taste a bit plasticky, the plastics are leaching into the liquid. You're consuming plastic polymers that are affecting you, and there could be bromides in that. Bakery goods and some flours often contain a dough conditioner called potassium bromate, so it's in bread too. Soft drinks including Mountain Dew poison, Gatorade poison, Sundrop, Squirt, Fresca and other citrus flavoured sodas in the form of brominated vegetable oils, and medications such as Atrovent inhaler and other medications. So to do your research on that, to eliminate bromides and take iodine as instead to help cleanse your body of these things. So now I'm going to get on to something weird. Brain sand. I've got brain sand probably. Have you got brain sand? I think so. I'm not happy about this. What is brain sand? Corpora arenacea, or brain sand, are calcified structures in the pineal gland. So this is the name given to calcification of the pineal gland. Brain sand. And this is from Wikipedia. Concentrations of brain sand increase with age, so the pineal gland becomes increasingly visible on X-rays over time, usually by the third or fourth decade. So it becomes most calcified by age 30 or 40, but it begins young. Chemical analysis shows that they are composed of calcium phosphate, calcium carbonate, magnesium phosphate, and ammonium phosphate. Recently, calcite deposits have been described as well. So when they talk about fluoride and the pineal gland, it's not just all about fluoride. Yes, we don't want that being absorbed into the pineal gland because that does get absorbed really readily. But the calcification is composed of certain other chemicals, certain other compounds. Now I've just listed those there. Now I'll just really quickly describe where they're used in our food or whatever, how they get into our bodies. So the first one was calcium phosphate, and this is from Wikipedia. Calcium phosphate is a principal form of calcium found in bovine milk, cow's milk, and blood. It's also used in the production of phosphoric acid and fertilizers. Calcium phosphate is used in baking as the acid in the leavening agent. So bread, we've got fertilizers there, and it's found in cow's milk. Now, I don't touch cow's milk. I'm eliminating bread from my diet as well, especially upon this information. And as well as that, we're back to fertilizers again and organic food, fertilizers and pesticides. So this substance is found in the pineal gland, in calcified pineal glands. And what about the next substance? Calcium carbonate. Wikipedia again. Calcium carbonate is widely used medicinally as an inexpensive dietary calcium supplement. Wait a minute, calcium supplement. So when you take additional calcium as a supplement, that's the stuff that ends up in the pineal gland. Right, nice. Calcium carbonate is used in the production of calcium oxide as well as toothpaste and has seen a resurgence as a food preservative and colour retainer. It's an additive in food there and is ending up in your pineal gland. So avoiding processed food. Massive tip there, avoiding processed food with additives, because as we see, these additives accumulate in various parts of the body and namely your pineal gland. A nice clean diet, a nice vegan diet, as organic as possible. We can only do the best that we can do. And if we do the best that we can do, I think we'll be fine. We haven't got the ability to grow our own foods, many of us. So we just have to do the best we can do. Calcium carbonate also used as a food additive, designated an E number, used as an acidity regulator, anti-caking agent, stabilizer, colour, etc, etc. Calcium carbonate is also used as a firming agent in many canned or bottled vegetable products. So as I said, avoiding processed food there can help you avoid calcium carbonates altogether. So calcium carbonate was one of those things found in the pineal gland, so that's another thing to try and avoid. So look at the labels. It can get a bit boring reading the labels sometimes, but once you've done it once with a product, you know if it's okay to go ahead and buy. So let's just look at this calcium supplementing for a minute, because the artificial calcium supplementing that we have or is added to some products to give us calcium, it's actually calcium carbonate, which seems to be something we're not really wanting. So this is from drcircus.com. Calcium magnesium balance. A healthy cell has a high magnesium and low calcium levels. Calcium can lodge anywhere in your body and cause serious harm if not balanced with magnesium, which regulates the action of calcium. So super great tip here. Take magnesium. So I said take iodine, take magnesium supplements. It's a good idea to take these in a natural form. I use Together vitamins, okay, and they're natural vitamins from a natural source. They're bioavailable, they're readily available by the body because they're from a natural source of magnesium. Magnesium will help to balance that calcium, because without magnesium, calcium can't be absorbed by the body anyway, and it ends up in deposits all around the body, namely the pineal gland. So just quickly, more of those things found in the pineal gland calcifying it. Magnesium phosphate. Magnesium phosphate is a general term for salts of magnesium and phosphate appearing in 3 forms, and there those forms are. And I found that it's created by a normal chemical reaction within the body. So taking magnesium natural supplements to help regulate your calcium levels is good. But magnesium phosphate, which is found in the pineal gland, is due to other disturbances within the body, other large levels of minerals found in the body that the body isn't able to expel. So yes, take magnesium as a supplement to help regulate your calcium levels and stop calcification. But magnesium phosphate is also found in the pineal gland. Magnesium phosphate, a chemical reaction that has gone on as a result of excess levels of minerals as a whole in the body. From Wikipedia again, magnesium phosphate are listed on the FDA's generally recognised as safe for foods, as many things are. If it's got magnesium phosphate in it, best not eat it. Also, calcite has been found in the pineal gland. Calcite is carbonate material and most stable polymorph of calcium carbonate. So again, we've got calcium carbonate again, and it's when it's a hard rock structure. It's really hard in the pineal gland there, again from accumulation of excess minerals in the body through unclean eating. And lastly, ammonium phosphate. Ammonium phosphate is the salt of ammonium and phosphate found in baking powder and beer. So ammonium phosphate has been found in the calcification of the pineal gland, found in baking powder and beer. So again, maybe avoid those substances, but you have a phosphate again. So there's some sort of chemical reaction going on with phosphorus there, as we found with the magnesium. So eliminating those processed foods to reduce the amount of unwanted chemicals and minerals within the body. So to sum up, avoid fluoride, chlorine and bromide. Also best avoid artificial calcium supplements. Best have a vegan diet because of the stuff that animals are pumped full of. And avoid processed sugar and caffeine and alcohol and tobacco. Now, the reason for that is by avoiding these toxins, the body can better clear all toxins. If you're pumping yourself full of processed sugar and chemicals from tobacco and alcohol, then your body is unable to clear all the stuff. Your body's always clearing all the unwanted minerals and deposits and chemicals from the body that we ingest or breathe in or whatever. But the less work that it has to do, the better it can work overall and the cleaner your pineal gland will be. And as I said, avoid those processed foods and also try to go organic, because then you'll be reducing the amount of unwanted toxins that accumulate in your pineal gland. So what to take and what to eat. So take iodine, lovely jubbly, we know about the reasons for that. Take magnesium, super duper, we know about the reasons for that. Now get plenty of sleep to get that pineal gland activated, and as I said in my previous video here, meditation too to activate that pineal gland and exercises. Sunlight, as I already said, activate that pineal gland too. And also exercise. Now exercise helps to cleanse the body, gets the blood pumping and helps the body regenerate itself because it's all going round, and therefore you can help expel toxins from the body that way, as well as drinking water. So water that's not got chlorine in it, fluoride in it, as much as possible. So good, decent bottled water and plenty of it to help you flush that system through of all those toxins. Now I take a really good greens mix, and it consists of spirulina, chlorella, wheatgrass and barley grass, and here it is here. Now I don't know if it's available in the US as well, but they will have something similar. So if you make sure it's good, organic, these are superfoods and they help boost your body's immune system, as all superfoods do. It helps boost your immune system and allows your body as well to clear out all those toxins as I mentioned. So what I'm going to say to you is a good balanced vegan diet with as many of these superfoods as possible. Get all the vitamins and good minerals that you need in your body, so your body has everything it needs in order to cleanse itself. The body will right itself and clear those toxins and prevent that pineal gland from calcifying up. So some good foods to eat are turmeric, foods high in vitamin C, apple cider vinegar, blueberries, seaweed, chia seeds, and lots of other healthy foods too. So I'll leave you now, but I'll say fluoride, artificial calcium and those halides out, and get your iodine in and your natural magnesium in, and lots of healthy foods and all the other healthy things I mentioned too, and you can start to decalcify that pineal gland and stop any more building up. So I hope you enjoyed this more in-depth analysis of what's calcifying our pineal glands, so that you really know what's going on, and then your gateway to intelligent infinity will be open and free-flowing as you make your ascension to the next stage of existence. Much love. So don't forget to click subscribe if you're not already a subscriber to receive regular spiritual inspiration on your journey through life. Like and share also, because we're raising the mass vibration together. So go now in love and peace.